All right, here we go. Another rousing edition of In the Paint, our live stream show here on YouTube. We air every Monday and Friday nights between the hours of 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good evening, all. I'm your host and moderator here on the show. My name is Robbie Jones, aka Big Brother R. You know how we do here on In the Paint. My brother that created the show, his name is Mr. Mark A. Cunningham. He'll be joining me shortly. Tonight, I just want to gloss over our topics of discussion for tonight in the sports world. The big thing that my partner had mentioned to me offline was about the Knicks owner, James Dolan, being, and according to him, according to reports, he's sick and tired of being hated. Well, I mean, to me, this is a fairly obvious one. Why is this man hated? And what's even more funny to me is James Dolan. Why are you even mad at or being annoyed at being hated? You know what you've done. You know what you've created. It's a well-known fact that you don't do right by your Knicks fans who are very loyal to a fault. I myself personally have got off the wagon as far as being a Knicks fan. I couldn't take losing. I rooted for 40 plus years. Okay, I was old enough to experience, and really as a young child, to experience a Knicks championship season. I haven't seen any since as a grown adult. I'm in my 50s. This is inexcusable. I got off the bus. I said, you know what? I deserve to know what a championship, rooting for a championship feels like. I deserve that. So whatever team is winning, I'm rocking with them. I don't give a damn. That's just how I roll. You understand? That's just what it is. So with that being said, we're going to examine that a little bit closer today. Also in basketball news, NBA news, the Knicks as well. Reports of Kristaps Porzingis possibly being ready to come back in February. Now, I don't know if this is a rumor. I don't know if this is actually factual. I don't know, but this is what's being put out there. Also in NBA news, we have Brooklyn Nets. They're on a 6-game winning streak at this point, and they're doing their thing. So Brooklyn, I got to tell you, my thing with them is the fact that I think they're the basketball team in New York is the Brooklyn Nets. You understand what I'm saying? So again, I'm just here waiting around, seeing if some people's coming through, whatever. So we're gonna keep it talking and moving and all that, and then some. What else am I talking about tonight? We're talking about there's a couple of fights this weekend. One of my favorite boxers in England, Dereck Chisora, and I'm gonna tell you why he's one of my favorites, because he coined the term. There was a scuffle between him and David Haye years ago, and David Haye hit him with a plastic bottle. And Chisora responded with, "Oh, he glassed me, mate." And that was the catchphrase for those following months on this show. You know, he glassed me. So anybody is beefing and stuff like that, "Oh, he glassed me, mate." So we made fun of that. We had a good time with that. What's up, my brother? How you doing? I see you out there.
Hey, what's up, man?
Ain't nothing, man. Another day, another dollar. How you feeling, bro?
I'm all right.
All right. Thanks for joining me, man. You know, I'm waiting for Mr. Max 611. I mean, I sent him the link, and well, I don't know what happened, but he'll be here at some point, I guess.
Yeah,
so,
I just texted him.
Oh, okay, cool, brother. Did you experience any problems getting on?
No. I thought it was gonna be 9:30. What time is it?
It's 9:00. Yeah, 9:04, a little after 9:04. And there's Max 611. Thanks for joining. Yeah, on Mondays and Fridays, we do 9 o'clock. It's not 9:30, you know? So, okay. Yeah. All right, so with that being said, I see the Max 611. What's going on, Mac? How you doing tonight? Max 611, is he there? I see your picture.
Yeah.
You good? You all right, man? Yeah, I can hear you. Put those drugs down, man. So, come on.
Drugs.
Well, then put down the Henny, whatever you're drinking.
Well, I did get my coquito, so I'm good for the weekend.
No, I knew it was something. I wasn't too far off.
I didn't sip it yet. I didn't try it yet, but
just you holding the bottle. Just you holding the bottle is bad enough. So with that being said, listen, I was talking to the people about what we talked about tonight, and I said that we're gonna start the show off with the hate, that James Dolan feels he's hated and he's sick and tired of it. And you have brought this to me offline, so I'm gonna start with you and your opinion and why he feels this way, which I think is just ridiculous anyway.
Well, you know what? The article on him recently was interesting, but here's my point, dude. You have made bad moves, and according to him, no one else in the family wanted to run the Knicks except for him. And he's somehow trying to play a victim role. I can't feel sorry for a billionaire.
Right.
You get, let's take a look at George Steinbrenner. George Steinbrenner really wasn't likable, but I respected George Steinbrenner. You know why?
Why's that?
He was trying to win. He didn't ever disrespect his fan base. James Dolan has disrespected the Knicks fan base.
Right.
At times. One you write a fan wrote an email to you, said they weren't satisfied with the team, and you called them a drunk. I don't know any other owners that do that.
Okay. Oh, we also have sorry, Mac, we got Kevin on the line as well. Sorry about that.
And listen, you signed up for the job. You're the face of the franchise. Is your franchise. So when it's not run right and you're not winning, I'm pointing at you. I'm gonna be mad at you. You're the guy who signed off on Phil Jackson. You're the guy who traded Marcus Camby, Latrell Sprewell. You drafted Nene and you traded him for Antonio McDyess, who we knew had, cheddar cheese knees, and within a game his knees were gone. So
right.
And you traded Latrell Sprewell and Marcus Camby on some BS because you got in your feelings because they walked out on one of your media training sessions.
Right.
Did that help the team? No. You signed off on a lot of bad stuff, dude. So hold that L when the fans and myself and one of your people, when we tried to hold our protests last year, one of your people tried to come out and try to tell us he's a nice man, and I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. She tried to get at us or whatnot, and she was quite aggressive too, to be perfectly honest. And I'm like, whoa, miss, what's this about? Oh, you don't know him and the charities and all this other, you bringing up this stuff, and you actually wanted me to feel sorry for the man. I'm like, no, he's evil. You understand? And that's just it. The man is evil. I mean, I know that may be a little over the top, but guess what? That's how I roll. My thing is, dude, I mean, no, but let's be serious. This guy has done he's done so much travesty, you know what I'm saying, to this, and to the fans, really, not so much to the team. The hell with the team. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be there with good or bad, whatever. But to the fans, man, it's just not right. It's not right. They're loyal to a fault. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I feel embarrassed for them because he's constantly taking your money, your hard-earned money, taking it. You know what I'm saying? You get the tickets, you attend the games, you're getting the merchandise, you're buying food, concessions, everything. You're putting all your money in this man, and he does not respect you enough to put out a competitive team, a team that can compete for the playoffs. You don't even get us the 8th seed in recent times. We can't even attain that. So yeah, we hate you. You understand? We're not fond of you. And again, I have to blame the fans too, because if you feel hate towards this man, stop lining his pockets with the money that you provide.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. If you're really sick and tired and hate him that much, then stay away. Stay away from 33rd and 7th Avenue. Stay away. Stop watching the Knicks games on cable vision. Stay away. I can't say it enough. Kev, you want to add something, brother? or Mr. Chim?
No, I'm cool.
You cool? Let me.
He supports James Dolan.
I support the Knicks.
No,
You support
the
James Dolan then, exactly.
You say
And
we
I
be
try
hard,
not
we're
to.
hard on the
I
owner.
try not to.
Well, hold on. How can you support the team but not the owner?
Cause I watch. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like
You just said it.
I don't.
You just said it. You watch.
I watch, yeah, because I like watching basketball. I like watching the Knicks. So I watch them. When I'm watching them, I'm not sitting there thinking about James Dolan. You know?
But you do realize in a way you're supporting them.
So be it.
Wow. Okay. All right. Where's my man Chandler? Let him chime in on this real quick.
Oh, you know what? This has been the problem with the Knicks, and why when people start complaining, I just ask a simple question. Well, then why do you keep buying merchandise and going to the games?
Right.
Why do you keep thinking that something's going to change when it doesn't have to?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Knicks are not trying to win a championship, and that's what really I think bothers me the most about this nonsense with a lot of the fans is they'll swallow this bullshit constantly about, oh, we gonna get a free agent and all this other bullshit. And it's like, they are not trying to win. Why do you keep believing this shit?
Mm-hmm.
And then they want to go after fans that actually tell the truth and say, the Knicks ain't trying to win and we ain't gonna win. Man, y'all just being negative and living about it. You ain't no real fan.
Right.
I've been watching the Knicks for over 40 fucking years. The Knicks have never signed a free agent in his prime, a top tier free agent in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
The best names they can come up with when you say that to somebody is Allen Houston. And Amari Stoudemire.
That's
Think
about
that for a minute.
Right.
Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those are the best names they can come up with. A second level 2 guard, which Allen Houston was, who was overpaid. Oh, by the way, the same day that they signed Allen Houston at $100 million contract, remember Cablevision?
Hold on. Hey, Kev, you got that background noise, brother.
What background noise?
Well, somebody got some background noise going. Oh, I know who that is. Oh, what's up, brother? That's my man right there. Sorry about that. Sorry, Chandler. Go ahead and get back to what you were saying, brother. I'm sorry about that.
It's just, I get sick of the fans. I mean, the Dolan family is what the Dolan family is. They're pieces of crap. Okay. The uncle that owned the Indians, the father that ran the Knicks before the son took over, the brother and the sister, all of them. I hate the whole family.
Right.
But the reality is that the Knicks fans are the problem. The Knicks fans are the problem.
Right.
Because if you don't make me do better, I'm not gonna do better. You know, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they constantly cheating and you keep taking them back, but then you still talking about, I don't know why they keep cheating on me. Because you let them.
Right. That's true. Well said, man. It doesn't make any damn sense, man. I'm just, like I said, personally, I'm done. I've been done. I really don't like talking to those fanatical Knick fans, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just no reasoning with them whatsoever. As a matter of fact, we have one on the line, Kevin.
But it's kind of unfair for you to say that.
How's it unfair?
Shit. Like, you can't be angry with somebody because they support their team. You don't have to like everything that the team does and whatnot, but like, as a fan, you know what I mean? You support them. You want to see them do well. I think it's like, you can't just say, oh, the Knicks are not trying to win. I think that every professional franchise comes in with the idea, like, eventually, like, we would like to win a championship. But the Knicks, everybody knows at this point in time, like, they are not contenders. The only thing they can do is take steps to get there. And honestly, I think that's what they're doing now.
Okay.
Phil Jackson, that thing was like a flash in the pan. And everybody was excited when he came because they thought he was going to bring his Brandon. Well, most people, most Knicks fans was excited. Like, okay, well, they got Phil Jackson. He's a brilliant basketball mind, allegedly. Let's see what he can do. I mean, that shit blew up in their face, but they made the attempt.
No,
And
you know
certain
what
deals,
Phil
huh?
Jackson was? There were a couple of thousand people at a rally to not watch the Knicks anymore, not mess with the Knicks. We were there. As the people were gathering, all of a sudden, it went from people being angry to, oh wow, we just got Jesus. We just got Lord Phil Jackson, because across the screen over there on 7th Avenue and 33rd Street, the Knicks just signed Phil Jackson. And everybody started jumping for joy. And that's a typical move by the Knicks to quell the fan base. Let's sign a big name.
So realistically speaking, what would they have to do for you to take them serious? Because it seems like, the thing to do is like the Knicks and the Jets. No matter what they do, people are always gonna say, yeah, they're not gonna get nowhere, and it was a stupid move. You could bring in like the best player in the NBA, and they'll still say like, yo, that was a stupid move.
They have
Why did
never
they do
brought in
that?
the best player.
But what I'm saying, like, what do they have to do? You know what I'm
The
saying?
Dolan family has to sell because the Dolan. See,
That's not
hold on,
enough.
hold on. The fallacy of saying that every team wants to win a championship is a fallacy. Every team doesn't want to win a championship. These people going to this is a business for them. Okay, very few people that buy sports teams want to win championships. They buy them because they're billionaires. They buy them because it's a great investment. They buy them so that they can say, I'm one of 32 that to own this. It's an exclusive club, so there's cachet in that. And they do it to make money. Very few owners go into this trying to win championships. Very
Right.
few. Very few. And the Dolan family is not one of those. They have not been for 40 years.
Well, not 40, but
Plus, right.
a big large part, Chandler, because they didn't
Well,
really
no,
own.
I'm as long as well, okay, wait a minute. As long as I've been alive, the Dolan family has owned the Knicks because
No,
I'm
they haven't.
talking about going back to the
No.
70s, okay, when they were still part of Paramount and go and Gulf and Western, which became Cablevision.
Mm.
Okay. This is the Dolan family the entire time.
No, ITT owned them.
ITT, which then became Paramount, the Dolans were part of that. They've been involved with the Knicks for 40 years, man.
Mm.
They've been involved with the Knicks for 40
Well,
years.
however you slice it, the Dolans, the other owners, none of those owners prior from 1973 on have been trying to win.
No, they haven't.
No.
Um,
And that's obvious with the moves that they make. Because, and I'm going to leave the Jets out because the Jets have been owned by fans. Like Leon Hess was a fan, and an owner who's a fan is never going to be a good owner. Woody
No.
Johnson is a fan. An owner who's a fan is never going to be a good owner, but he's doing that because he's coming from a place of being a fan. So the mistakes that they made are the mistakes that a fan would make who got some money and ran the team. So that's
So what
totally
does a
different.
good owner look like?
A
What a
good
good
owner
owner
looks
looks
like
like?
the Rooney family. A good owner looks
the
like the Mara
Steinbrenners.
family. A good owner, honestly, a good those are good owners. A good owner is not for nothing. Jimmy Jones, what is fuck his name? Jerry
Terry
Jones.
Jones.
Okay, the mistakes Jerry Jones makes is mistakes where he's trying to win because Jerry Jones again is a fan trying to, but he's making the mistakes by trying to win. There are owners out there who are trying to win. There are owners out there who are in it to make money. There is a difference. You know, the
Was
Mike
that a serious
the
question?
Brown family in Cincinnati, the Browns who owned the Cincinnati Bengals, they're not trying to win a championship. They just want to make sure that the seats are filled all the time. Okay. Bottom line, that is why Marvin Lewis still has a job. They don't mind being middle of the road. If you look at the Phoenix Suns franchise for their entire existence, they've never really tried to win a championship. What they've tried to have is an exciting brand of basketball and keep the seats filled.
And they
Okay, you
managed
can
to
look at,
win one,
but you can look at,
or
yeah,
be successful a little bit.
yeah, you can look across sports and name franchises and look at the history of the. See, it's not just about this year or the past few years. Listen. I'm going to judge you based on the history of what you've done. And if you've done something consistently for more than 10 years, that's who you are. When people show you who they are, believe them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
And, can I just say something real quick? To Kevin or whatnot. You know, my thing is like this. I'm gonna go back to the originality of this topic, dude. Again, you got fans out there that hate this dude. You understand what I'm saying? Fans that hate him, right? My thing is, why are you still putting money in this man's pockets if you hate him? That's my thing.
Because they still invested in the Knicks.
Exactly. Again,
not
we
in
go
him,
back,
but still invested in the Knicks.
we can bring this to the equivalent of being in a domestic violence relationship.
It's not. That is not.
Yes, it is.
It's not equal,
Oh my
bro.
God.
It's
How
not
is it not equal, dude? How is it not equal?
It's a gross.
That's
a
a bad
gross
comparison, man.
over
Okay.
exaggeration.
Okay,
I don't even understand what's going on right now.
Like,
we over
okay,
here, we're asking bad questions on what a good owner looks like. Hey, you know what? If people want to keep supporting teams that don't want to win, just let them. Because when you give good examples on why not to support them, they ask questions on why we think the owners don't want to win and what a good owner look like. Hey, it's just like Chandler said. It's teams out here that's winning
Mm-hmm.
and got the history of winning. That's what a good owner look like. That's what a good organization look like. So I don't see how can we question that what a good owner look like. You know, I don't understand fans, man. But continue with the conversation.
All right, brother. Thank you.
I'm not knocking anybody who wants to support the Knicks. The only fans of the Knicks that I knock are the ones who want to chastise other fans for not blindly supporting them. Now, if you want to, I don't have a listen. I'm a Knicks fan. I don't have a problem with somebody who supports who follows the Knicks, but I'm a realistic Knicks fan. Mm-hmm. So when things go south, I'm not surprised. When they do the things they do, I'm not shocked. So it's I'm not shocked about it, and just like I thought David Fizdale was good was a snake oil salesman, and that's what he looks like to me. Now that's for me. Now and I remember on Twitter when I said that, I had people coming at me out the woodwork. How dare you say that? We got this brand new coach. You got to get with the program. No, I don't have to get with the program. Okay, I'll root my way. You root yours. I won't tell you how to be a fan. Don't tell me how to be a fan. And that's
essentially that's what you guys are doing.
No,
if you bash other people for blindly supporting the team, you are telling them how to be a fan. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not
it goes both ways.
I'm not bashing them. What I say to them is this: if you want to support the Knicks, that's fine, but don't tell me that they're trying to win a championship when I know they're not. Now, if you want to think that, knock yourself out. I'm not going to tell you that you shouldn't think that. I know they're not. You know they are. That's fine. But when you come at me telling me that I'm not a Knicks fan because I'm saying they're not trying to win, those are the ones I'm talking about. Now we can debate back and forth whether they're trying to win a championship, and that's fine. That's not really telling somebody to be a fan. But you literally got people telling people they don't deserve to be Knicks fans because they're not blindly following. I don't blindly follow anybody.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And it's all, listen, it's not wrong to question the Knicks ownership, to question their management, to question this coach, to question some of the players, even, when they play bad. I can't rock with you, especially when you can be better than you are as a player. And I can't rock with you when you're a bad coach. Phil Jackson was trying to sell us Kurt Rambis.
Absolutely. I was not in favor of the job that Phil Jackson was doing. I didn't appreciate the way he did Melo, so on and so forth. At the end of the day, like I said, we know that the Knicks are not close to putting out a championship product. But I feel like progress has to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's more like sometimes I feel like people with these teams, they'll look at moves and then they'll be like, well, that ain't gonna work. And then say for instance, it does work. Then is it luck? Let's put on a hypothetical.
Okay.
If I know back in 2010, everybody wanted LeBron to come here. Everybody, even myself, I wanted LeBron to come here. For a person to say, "Well, we cannot sign a premier free agent or whatever, whatever," because of ownership, somebody like LeBron is a player that can come in and he can single-handedly change all of that just because of who he is. And
Right.
I
But
believe that
he
Jim
didn't come.
Dolan, no, he didn't come. But I'm saying hypothetically. So when they be like, "Oh, well, we didn't get this person because of Dolan. We didn't get that person because of Dolan." Some of that is also, I believe, it's the players. Like it's only so much that the owner can do. Basically, your owner, put up the money, make it a nice environment, whatever, whatever, whatever. Put the product on the floor. So to put all the onus on, oh well, Dolan does this and Dolan does that, this, that, and the third. All he has to do essentially is write a check, and that's
Not
what
that,
the
Not really.
GM and all these other guys they have to go about doing. The legwork and so on and so forth, and they've been bad at doing that.
but
So
Honestly,
leadership
Kevin, hold
leadership
on one
comes from the
second.
top down.
Yeah.
Leadership comes from the top down. So the owner is responsible. First of all, this is not a good environment playing for the Knicks. You have every player, they have press people standing there during the interviews and cutting them off. They don't like the questions. They ban certain reporters. This is not a good environment. And then now let's add in the media where these guys do hatchet jobs on people. What premier free agent wants to come and deal with the nonsense that the New York Knicks organization allows to go on?
I
And
feel
I'm
like
going all
that's
the way
New
back
York
to
City in
Bob
a nutshell.
McAdoo. You don't remember. I don't know if you're old enough to remember what they did to Carmelo Anthony. They did the same thing to Bob McAdoo. They character assassinated that man. Bob McAdoo at that time was the best scorer in basketball. He came to the Knicks and suddenly he was the worst human being on earth. Okay, he kidnapped the Lindbergh baby. He killed JFK. He was on the grassy knoll. You understand what I'm saying? And then he went to the Lakers and won championships. And all of a sudden his career revived when he got the hell away from the Knicks. This is what happened. This is why premier free agents won't come here because players talk and players know to come to this organization as a top tier guy. You're basically asking to have your career ruined.
Yeah.
I think part of that is New York in a nutshell. Because if you look across all of the New York teams, that's the theme. Like if you come here as a superstar or whatever, as a fairly good player, and you do not perform, like you're gonna get slayed. People are gonna say all sorts of shit about you, and it's unfair. But that's because, like, we're a passionate city. We want our teams to do well. Like, look at the Yankees. Look at John Carlo. He had a reasonably good season. It was not MVP caliber for today, but he did well. 38 home runs, 100 RBI, and it's like, he might as well have not even fucking showed up to play for the team because it's like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
A-Rod,
that's
A-Rod, MVPs, whatever, he did steroids. Everybody does steroids. But still, like we character assassinate all of these players, all of these coaches, like that just comes, that's the cost of doing business.
Well, when it comes to basketball, when I see the difference, what I see with the Yankees organization, what they do is they create a cocoon for the players, at least when the players are in their clubhouse, in their locker room. Um, that stuff is kept out. Whereas with the Knicks seem to add drama to the situation versus get rid of the drama. And, and,
yep.
and you're right, there is a certain cost to coming to New York, but it doesn't seem that anyone wants to pay it for the Knicks because, again, where's the championships at? It's like people will put up with it with the Yankees because you know what? You got a chance to win a championship. Nobody's
Do it
putting
with the
that. Nobody's
Giants.
putting up with that with the Knicks. And then, the Giants, they'll put up with it to go to the Giants. That's why the Jets can't get great players in their prime because with everything that's going to come, and you're still going to lose. Is it worth it? No matter how much money you're making, is it really worth it?
I don't know, man. Look at Cleveland. I remember when, again, not to talk about LeBron again, but I
Uh,
remember when he left. Remember he left, and even on this show, people were like, "Yo, who wants to go to Cleveland?" He wasn't gonna get anybody to come to Cleveland. Oh, Cleveland this, Cleveland that. Oh, look at the owner. And then what happened? LeBron goes somewhere else. He wins. He decides, yo, you know what? I want to go back to Cleveland. Who can I get to come with me? People started to come to Cleveland to play
Who
with LeBron and
who
Dan
came to
Gilbert.
Cleveland? Who came?
Kevin Love came. They won
Kevin
though.
Love was a trade.
Kevin Love was a trade. Yeah.
He re-signed there.
Okay, but Kevin Love is not a star.
Kevin Love was a star when he came. Let's not forget. 20 and 10, he was the face of the franchise for the Timberwolves. They didn't win, but you can't say that he was not a good player. You could say he wasn't a winning player, but he had talents.
Oh yeah, he's got everybody in the NBA has talent, but yeah, you're right. I'll say he wasn't a winning player, so for me, he wasn't a star. But
everybody in the NBA wasn't dropping 20 and 10 and doing the things that he did.
I get your point where he was labeled a star, but to me, he wasn't. But he was labeled a star. You're absolutely right. The label was given to him that he was a star. Whether he deserved it or not, that's a conversation for another.
But what do you? It seems like you got to move heaven and earth to get some damn credit. You know what I mean? Like what? Then that's why I would ask. Okay, well, what does this look like? What does a star player look like? Because at the end of the day, only one damn team could win. You know,
a star player for me is a winning player. A guy who's about getting his numbers at the expense of his teammates. A guy who, when the team loses, and I lived in Minneapolis for 7 years. I lived in Minneapolis while Kevin Love was there, and there were a lot of games afterwards where he said, "Well, I did my job. Everybody else didn't do theirs." He threw teammates under the bus regularly. To me, that's not a star player. It's not a winning player.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You give up?
All right. I'm just saying, for the very same reasons why I fucking trash, LeBron, but people could say that shit about other people, and it's like, that shit is gospel. But I say that shit about LeBron, people be like, "Oh, well, you're a hater."
Well, what do you mean by trashing LeBron?
Like everybody in the word,
expound on your trashing.
Oh Jesus, we gonna do this? We gonna do this?
Please.
Yeah, why not? I've never defended LeBron, so go ahead.
I mean, everybody knows I don't like LeBron James. I don't like him as a player. I don't like him I'm warming on him as a person. I still think he's a shitty person. I just think he gets away with a lot of the same things that you mentioned. Like, he won't come outright and say, "Oh, well, you know what? I got mine." Other people will say that for him, but he does the little, "Oh, nah, we're a team, blah, blah, blah." But at the end of the day, he don't mean that shit. At the end of the day, when he says, "Oh, well, my team needs help. I need somebody to come here and help me." To me, that's not a good teammate. That's not
I mean, LeBron is a superstar, so he can get away with it.
Right.
But everybody did it. Jordan did it. Kobe, everybody did it. So that don't really mean nothing.
Again, what makes a superstar? You pull up the premier numbers on your team, you lead them, and you do X, Y, Z.
Going to 8 championships in a row.
Yeah, like Kobe is a superstar. He talked trash about his players, but still won the championship. So that doesn't really mean nothing.
So if you don't win championships, you cannot be considered a superstar.
No,
not just win championships, but just be.
I'm asking.
He's asking. Yeah.
Be consistent. No. Kobe was consistent. LeBron is consistent.
Yeah, I think Kevin Love was consistent before he came to
losing.
Yeah,
Jesus
Christ. He wasn't a superstar.
See,
Kevin Love was an all-star.
You know what, though? And you guys know this. I'm no fan of LeBron because of what he did with Isaiah Thomas. And I told you guys that when all that happened was I thought he was mentally weak. He didn't like the fact that somebody else came there that had a spine. That's why he didn't get along with Isaiah Thomas. That's why he didn't get along with Jay Crowder. That's why those guys had to go, because he wanted to be the only voice. He didn't want to share the spotlight. I don't have a problem criticizing LeBron James for that because he has done that consistently throughout his career. I've never been a fan of that. Now, is he talented? Is he more talented than everybody else? Is he worth 20 wins for your team? Absolutely. Is he a great guy? I don't think so. And I'll never say he is. Here's I'm going to give you the perfect example for me. It's Earl Monroe. Earl Monroe was Black Jesus when he played for the Baltimore Bullets. He came to the New York Knicks and he became Earl of Pearl. He became a totally different player. He changed his game. He altered his game. People don't realize how good Earl was. The Earl Monroe we saw was not even half of what the Baltimore Bullets had. Now you want it. Now that's a superstar for me. That's a winning guy for me because he didn't have to do that. And by the way, he and Clyde Frazier hated each other, but he changed his game so that Clyde could be successful and the Knicks could win. That's the guy I want on my team. That's the player I want. I want that guy because Earl Monroe is not even really remembered as well as he should be by basketball fans because this man, listen, they was calling him Black Jesus. How many basketball players you know called Black Jesus?
So Chandler, can we say that about Dwayne Wade and what he did in Miami? Because once they made the move on this show and just talking to people on social media, that's Dwayne Wade's team and blah blah blah. All he did was he let LeBron be LeBron, and he was that confident in himself, much like the Pearl, to just step aside and let happen what happened.
Yeah, I could go with that. I could go with that with Wade because Wade did do that. He did subjugate his ego when he was still in the prime of his career and became a secondary player, almost a bit player, honestly, on a team that he easily could have been the best player on. So yeah, I would say Dwayne Wade did that absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we're talking about the Knicks, man. Max 611 and I, speaking offline, he put me on to some report that Kristaps Porzingis might come back in February, and I don't know if this is fact or rumor, but let's chop it up about that. Mac, where did you see this report, brother?
That was from the Post, I believe. But
yeah.
Listen, I want them to take their time in bringing him back. I want him to take his time in coming back because it's his body, his career, and we people laughed and castigate Derrick Rose in Chicago, and we got Dom on the line who's from Chicago. I wasn't mad at Derrick Rose for doing what he did. So I won't be mad if I'd rather KP take this whole year off and just concentrate on his healing process and then getting back into basketball shape.
Yeah, but
there's no need for him
throw
to rush.
Throw the head.
Oh, what are you gonna say, Chandler?
Somebody talking, a couple of guys on Twitter, we were talking about that, and one of them made a really good point because to this point, we still don't know what KP is.
Right, I agree.
We think we know, but we really don't know.
Okay.
So now, if he doesn't come back, the Knicks have to make a decision whether to pay him. What are you paying for? Should you pay him? Do you pay him? Should he come back so that you can see whether you have to pay him or let him walk? I get what you're saying about him doing it for his career, but the organization, they got a tough decision to make because let's be honest, this dude still hasn't played a full season.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree with you.
do you have a 7'3" Sam Bowie? Or do you have, Anthony Davis?
Right. Right.
You know what's funny? I was just thinking about this. I'm playing devil's advocate for a second. Let's say he did come back in February. Would that him coming back and him trying to maybe slowly work his way back into the rotation, perhaps, would he mess up the chemistry of this team?
What chemistry?
I know. I'm just saying. Listen. I know that was kind of out there, but I had here's my. Stop laughing, damn it. No, but my thing is, but then again, Fizdale doesn't have a regular rotation and whatnot. So my whole thing was like, if you're gonna play guys and who would sit and all that other nonsense, but again, you hit it right on the head, man. What chemistry? They only won 9 games, so I was just trying to throw something else out there. But go ahead.
No, but you know what though? And the other piece is that how many of these guys that are here this year are going to be here next year? There's a lot of guys on 1-year contracts.
Right.
A lot. Like literally half this team won't be here next year. So if he comes back, he gets used to playing with these guys, and then half the team is gone. Now you're starting all over. There is so many layers to whether him coming back.
Right.
where the impact on the team. And keep in mind now, you also have guys that have been indoctrinated in the losing culture for the past 2 going on 3 years. Okay.
And he's been in a losing culture for what? 4.
Right.
Going on 4.
Yeah.
I mean, KP.
So it's this is just bad all the way around again. You got a guy that might be a superstar. You don't know what you're going to do with it. You got half the roster is going to be turned over. You still don't really know what you have in this coach, because all I see is a guy who claps and runs AAU lineup. And he's an AAU coach to me. But I see no in-game adjustments. I see no X's and O's. I see a lot of things I don't like. I see teams that are mentally weak. I hear rookies talking about, we thought we had the game won, when you ain't won but 9 games. So you thought you had the game won, so you relaxed. I'm sorry. There's a lot going on with this team. And for him to come back, does it help anybody? Or should, like you say, should he come back? Because can it help? Will it make it better? Will there be some chemistry where guys start winning and then you start getting some winning habits? Or is this, man, look, this is ugly right here. It sounds good, but it's ugly.
I got something for you, Chandler. One of our people here, yeah, they really don't agree with you on Fizdale.
That's great. Yeah, I know. I don't care.
Say, and I quote, he says that Fizdale does make these young players, develop these young players, and et cetera, goes down that lane. And I know that you've, don't feel the same way, obviously.
Listen, when a first-year player feels comfortable enough to say that we thought we had the game won because we had to lead at halftime, you ain't developing a damn thing.
Okay. Anybody else for some commentary before I move on?
No, just I'm in watch mode with the Knicks. I'm watching. I'm not super happy. I'm not super mad. And like Chandler says, it's guys on the team that even though they're losing, they might play hard. Some games they play well. Moutier, I saw a report. Guy was like, "Yo, Moutier dropped 30." I'm like, "We still lost." And Moutier's playing well.
But you know what? You can play a good game and lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take away. Yeah. He plays well. You know what I mean? I don't think he's the long-term answer at point guard.
Well, it's like this, Kevin. Kevin Love averaged 25 points and averaged 14 rebounds. Did that ever help Minnesota?
No, it didn't.
No. So when he came to Cleveland, he played a secondary role and they won.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it is because of Kevin Love being the player that he is. But Moutier getting 30 points right now and they still losing it's mad to me. It's like I remember as a kid, Eddie Lee Wilkins had 4 games where he dropped the first 4 games of the season. He dropped like 30 something points. I'm like, and I looked at my uncle. I said, because I'm looking at the stats. I'm like, Eddie Lee Wilkins had 26 points and 14 rebounds, and my uncle was like, he's a bum.
See, Moutier, I'm happy for Moutier because he's coming into his game.
Right.
And we all know that if Moutier isn't picked in the top 10, nobody's calling him a bust. The problem is where he was drafted. He shouldn't have been drafted that high. We could say the same thing with Ntilikina. He shouldn't have been drafted that high. If Ntilikina is drafted 15 or 20, no one's calling him a bust right now. But he was drafted 7th. So there's an expectation that comes with that. Part of the problem with the Knicks fan base, and I include myself in the Knicks fan base, is that young players are not given an opportunity to grow. If they don't hit the ground running, and become Hall of Famers in 5 minutes. Oh, they're terrible. They're bums. Get them out of here. And the league is full of guys that started with the Knicks. Knicks gave up on them too soon. Fans gave up on them too soon. And then 3 years later, the fans are saying, hey, we need that guy back. We need that type of player. Well, you had that guy and you didn't want him. So the Moutier thing, I see a lot of, well, Moutier's better than Frank. Well, it took Emmanuel Moutier 4 years. Yes. So, yeah, he better be better than Frank. After 4 years, he better be better than him. I mean, that's just a guy growing into his game. That's context. It bothers me when people don't have context. Context is important. Emmanuel Moutier's been in the league 4 years. Okay? He struggled for 3 of those years. So he did some work on his own, and he's growing into his game, and maybe he's finally realizing, what he needs to do to be successful. Okay, and it could be the coach. I'm not giving Fizzo credit, but what, if somebody else wants to, that's fine. I'm always going to give the player more credit than I'm going to give a coach for a player reviving his career. I'm always going to give a player more credit than I'm going to give any coach. That's just me, because these guys do a lot of work that people don't see. You know what I'm saying? It's not just they come to training camp and somebody suddenly whispers, something in their ear, and then sprinkles some fairy dust on them and they suddenly become great players. No, these guys are working hard in the offseason. So Emmanuel Moutier did a lot of work on his own, and he's progressed and he's growing into his game, and that's great for him. Like I think the gentleman's name is Kevin said, there's not a contending team in the league that Emmanuel Moutier could be a starting point guard for, but that doesn't mean eventually he can't be. But does it translate into winning with the Knicks the way they're presently constituted? No, it's not going to, because there's so many other things wrong with this team.
Okay, well said, brother. Let's talk about the other team in New York, the Brooklyn Nets, riding a 6-game winning streak right now.
7.
It's 7 now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, bro. Like I said, listen, I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan. I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. It's been that way for about 2 years now, Mac? Roughly about 2 years. Ever since I got off the bandwagon with the Knicks, I was like, I'm going to take my talents of fandom to Barclays, and that's just what it is. And we've gone through some tough times this year, but I'm not ready to brand them world beaters as of yet. But still, I'm liking what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. I like what I see. I like they have a good young core. You know what I'm saying? I think they can grow together and play together. I definitely love, I can't wait for LeVert to come back. What's my man? Spencer Dinwiddie. He just signed that contract. Good move, solid move. I love Kenny Atkinson as a coach and Sean Marks as a GM. To me, he seems like a smart guy. It looks like they have a plan and they're trying to execute it. They're not rushing. They're going to just bring it together and just do it organically. You understand? So I respect that, and I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. It may not last long, but for what I'm seeing right now, it's a great time for myself, and I'm sure for other Brooklyn Nets fans.
Well said. It's good to see the Nets win, but hopefully this 7-game winning streak continues to something where out of 10 games they win 7 or they win 6, where they in 10-game stretches they're on the winning side, as opposed to what's been before the season. And it looks like people like Jared Allen, they starting to gel, and they have questions too. Are you gonna invest money in the point guard that you got from LA? Because his contract is up.
Yeah. That's a good question.
It is a good question.
Yeah. Are you gonna invest money in him? And he's young also.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good, boss.
No, I don't know about. I like D'Angelo Russell. I root for him, right. But I don't know about him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
I still don't see the growth in his game. You know what I'm saying? I see some growth, but I just think he could be better. And I don't know what it is. There's just something missing in his game for me. There's just something missing.
Well, I mean, has he been in the league the same amount of time as Boudier or less time? Isn't it a year less?
I think it's a year less.
Yeah, I think it's a year less as well. My thing is, just like you said before in regards to Moody, the same thing. Do you think that he's coming into his own as he spends more time in the league? You know, some guys get it overnight, seemingly, and some guys take years. Do you think it could be the same case with Russell?
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I root for him because of the crap that they did to him in LA.
Right.
How you gonna groom this young man with that moron Nick Young and then expect him to be a professional?
Right.
Come on, man. They did that kid wrong, man. That's not who you want teaching somebody how to be a professional. Is a dude who gives himself a nickname and a stupid ass nickname at that.
Swaggy P.
Man, look.
Right. I feel you, man. I mean, it makes no sense. Yeah, Nick Young, that's not the answer. You know what I mean? That's not the guy that you want to learn from. So you got an excellent point on that one. You know what I mean? Definitely. Anybody else want to take a shot at this? Going once, going twice, I guess. Huh? Okay, I guess I'm moving on. No problem. We're gonna go to Atlanta boxing for a quick minute. We got some fights coming up this weekend, tomorrow, beginning at 5, maybe about 5:30 p.m. One of my favorites, heavyweight division fight going on between Dillion and Whyte, going against my man Dereck Chisora. And he coined the phrase, which I love to this day, which we have used on the show when it happened extensively for about 5 or 6 weeks. He got into a little brawl during what was it, the press conference, Mac?
Yeah, him and David Hay got into it.
Yeah, they got into it, and David Hay actually it wasn't even a glass bottle; it was a plastic bottle, and he hit Dereck Chisora with this plastic bottle, and Chisora like, "Oh, he glassed me, mate. He glassed me."
Oh, let me do it. He glassed me, mate. He glassed me. He did.
That to me was one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time when the shit went down. You understand? So, and apparently these guys that are fighting Whyte against Chisora, they have a little bit of history, a little bad blood, because this is a rematch. And the expectations for this fight are high, believe it or not. I gotta tell you, those cats in England, they're doing their thing, especially as it relates to the heavyweights. They're definitely doing their thing. They're bringing it. You know what I'm saying? They got many different contenders. These two, they're going, they're fighting tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a fight that even casual fans, I'm sure, will enjoy because there's some history, and I do believe there's some serious bad blood between these two competitors. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. And I'll be at work, so I'll be streaming. But this is a fight I don't want to miss because this I'm telling you, the interactions with these two, even the press conference. You know what I'm saying? Early, I think it was earlier today. Even that was kind of ridiculous. So there's some history between these guys, and when it's like that, and I mean genuine, not no made up nonsense for the cameras. No, this is some genuine hate, some bad blood between these two. When you take that, to me, that's going to equate to a hell of a fight. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well said. Also this might be we get to see how good Chisora is. We get to see how the gentleman he is fighting, how good they are. Can they add their names to the Fury, Wilder, and Anthony Joshua equation where we have now 4 guys instead of 3 who we want to see fight?
I think they can. To be perfectly honest, I really do. So, like I said, I think it's going to make for a damn good fight. The casuals should join in and watch that. And then, they'll probably get to see like one of those Mike Tyson knockout fights and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be good. Anybody else? No, I guess not because we have a lot of boxing fans on this line right now. So it's all good. Since that's the case, let me skip on, Mac, if you don't mind. I would talk about the Charlos, but let's get this.
No. We can talk about the Charlos really quick.
All right, make it quick, brother.
2 guys, 2 brothers One's a middleweight, 160. One is a super welterweight, 154. Belts on the line. These two guys, they're good for boxing. So I'm looking forward to watching them fight. And Cano has to make a decision and fight the Charlo that's at 160 and fight Danny Jacobs instead of moving up to 168. So I don't know if you're avoiding them. I don't know if your team is avoiding those two gentlemen.
Nah, I think he's gonna come back down, to be honestly. But if he does, and when he does, he gotta step it up. He's got to step it up. You got contenders out there, and I mentioned this on the last show. You got guys that's out there willing to fight. Magic Man Jacobs is one. Charlo, the one that's fighting the middleweight, he's another. He got contenders out there. So again, this, who they're fighting, I really believe my suit can on the feet, but they'll be fighting this weekend anyway.
Now, is that the two dudes whose names sound their brothers? I guess whatever their names sound similar.
Yeah, Jamel and Jamal. Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll be fighting this tomorrow night. Yeah. I mean, they're good. In-ring technicians. I will give them that. They got skill, but I don't think they're fighting anybody major like that. This is just like maybe perhaps a tune-up for the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see that because when I kept seeing the commercial, and I'm like, why do they keep saying this dude's name twice? Why do they keep saying? And then it finally dawned on me, it was two different names.
Right. That's funny, man. Listen, let me do a little moving on. We're gonna go into the NFL, man, and something really okay, hold on. Let me if you take that, that little reaction about of what I'm about to bring up, I gotta hear your reasoning.
You talking about the guy from New England, right?
Yes, I am. Now I'm gonna go right. I'm gonna cut the chase right to you, brother. What was that reaction from you? What was that about?
Because I'm not surprised and I'm sad. We've had this conversation. I have my history with substances, and it took me a long time. So I'm not knocking him because everybody doesn't get recovery first time, second time, third time. Everybody's not ready to stop.
Right.
Everybody's not ready to admit to themselves that they're not ready to stop. If you add in mental health issues, it makes it harder. It's sad, and that's the thing it's sad because we said this was going to happen. Based on the comments that the young man made when he went to New England, I didn't hear anything about his life, about recovery. What I heard was about football. And this narrative that if we just get him with the right team, somebody that has an addiction problem, somebody that has mental health issues will suddenly be magically cured. It's offensive. It bothers me. And it's sickening because all they really want to do is use him up. That's it.
Right.
They didn't really give a damn whether he got any help or not. Because here's the thing: he was in an NFL locker room already, and I'm quite sure they had structure, and it didn't help him. So what was going to be different with New England? Because it's New England, it's still an NFL locker room. Okay, the same things go on in all NFL locker rooms. The same people that are trying to talk to him, the same type of people that were probably trying to talk to him in Cleveland, were probably trying to talk to him in New England. Okay, but if he's not ready, right? If he's not ready, and I'm not saying when I say not ready, it doesn't mean that he doesn't want to, but he's not ready, obviously, because there's things that he still has to do to get his recovery on track and to maintain it. It's not just about stopping. It's not just about being abstinent. It's about changing it's about changing the people. It's about changing your decision-making process. Okay, it's about changing the way you cope. Learning new tools, learning coping mechanisms, learning new skills. It was obvious that none of that had gone on. Then he went to New England, and it was just a matter of time before this happened. And now you have all these armchair, these assholes like Stephen A. Smith coming out there, and it just, what, man, I'm tired of seeing it because it's. I don't give a damn about the football portion of it. Right. I'm seeing somebody who is struggling and who isn't getting help because the people that are around him are more concerned with what he can do for them than what they should be doing for him.
Right. Well said, brother. Well said. I totally agree with that statement right there. Mac, what do you have any insight on this?
Chandler nailed it on the head. It. You know, I wish him. Listen, he's already proved he can be a talented football player. He proved that in the limited time that he has been on the field that he can play in the NFL. We know that. He has to get the right help. And like Chandler said, he's dealt with similar situation. He has to get well and hopefully be well so that he can be a competent NFL player and not want to resort to what he's been doing, in the past. Whether he has a mental problem, drug problem, all those things, he has to get all those things in his life together before he can be ready to be a competent football player.
Okay. Can I give this brother some type of kudos for doing this?
Go ahead, brother.
I mean, my thing is, again, and perhaps it wasn't from anybody whispering in his ear. I respect this dude because if he made this decision on his own, I have to give the brother, like I said, ovation. You understand? He's putting his own mental health, his wellness above the sport. You understand? If he did this on his own, you got to give the brother mad props for this. You have to, and you have to respect him because that's his priority. You understand? And within that, I just love that so much. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about the game. It's not about anybody with, just stay on the field and blah, 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 and all that dumb shit. No, he was like, you know what? I need to do this for myself. You understand? Period. This is my priority. I got to get this done before I do anything else. So with that being said, I got to give this guy mad props just for this decision he made.
But I don't think he did, or I think that he knew the suspension was coming and he tried to keep the suspension because that statement he put out is the same statement he put out in Cleveland, and then 5 minutes after he put the statement out, he got suspended in Cleveland.
Wow.
Literally word for word the same statement.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking, oh my God.
Yeah, it's the same statement. I'm going to step away because I need to focus on mental health. And remember, then he got released in Cleveland because and then right after that, we found out that they were releasing him because he had went out and got hurt and lied about it. It was still the same behaviors. And remember, when he got suspended the time before that, he said, "Hey, I'm going to take some time away." And then 5 minutes later, he's being suspended. I hope that he's sincere this time. But I don't believe him because the suspension notification literally it was the tweet. I saw the tweet that the statement that he put out, and not an hour later, he was indefinitely suspended, which means that he already knew he was getting suspended.
Wow!
So he tried to beat the clock. You know what I'm saying? He tried to beat them to the punch. Oh, well, I'm going to step away. That's kind of like, when your wife throws you out, you say, I'm leaving. No, man, she already put you out. You ain't leaving.
She put you out. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And so I don't believe the statement. I hope he's sincere, but his track record for me right now is one where I don't believe you because you have yet to show that you're ready to do this thing.
Right. Damn, man.
Because even the statement is still about getting himself together so he can play.
My God.
It's still about, I got to get it together and then I can come back and be a football player. No, get it together and come back and be a productive member of society.
Exactly.
Be a good son, uncle, brother, whatever family connections you have. Be all of those first. Be a great Josh Gordon for Josh Gordon.
Right.
And then worry about everything else. That's what I would have hoped to hear him talk, not even talking about football, but talking about his life and making sure that his life is in order and that he can be the best person for himself he can be. And if football happens to be a part of that down the road, fine. And if not, oh well.
Right. Wow.
But again, like I said,
Jeez.
You can't. Again, everybody's recovery is different.
Right. Right.
So that the hope is that this is sincere. The hope is that he's all about making his life better, and then if football is part of it, great. But for me right now, the timing of it, I'm not believing it.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. I'm just still stunned at that, to be perfectly honest. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm still stunned at the fact that you just said that it was literally word for word the same shit from before.
The same statement. I mean, go look at his statements in Cleveland. Look at the one that he wrote today.
Jesus Christ. Man, I hear you. That's all I can say. I don't blame you. I was giving this guy props and whatnot, and Jesus. I mean, I'm still hopeful he means it, but damn, man.
Yes.
Damn, man. Really?
Yeah, the hope is that he gets better. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the hope. The hope is that that another young black man doesn't waste his life.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? The hope is that another young black man doesn't wind up, destroying his life and his family through drugs. That's the hope. Everything else I could give a damn about.
Right, exactly.
That's the hope is that, because there's too many young black men whose lives are ruined. Too many young men, period. I'm not just going to young black men. Too many young men, period. Too many young men, too many young women, too many old men, too many old women, too many middle-aged men, middle-aged women. There's too many damn people.
Right.
That are dealing with this. There's too many people. And I don't want to see anybody fail. We want to see them all be successful.
Right.
But we also have to be realistic and understand that not everybody, listen. I think, like I said, the timing of the statement bothered the hell out of me. It really did. Right. That was the whole thing. The timing and the verbiage, it bothered me because I'd already heard that. And again, I'm not going to knock him because I just want him to get well.
Right. Of course. Wow, man. Yeah, that one just threw me for a loop. I'm not even going to front as I sit here on the show. I'm not even going to lie. That one threw me for a loop. I'm not going to deny that. Another topic in the NFL, we're talking about the New York Jets. They need to address their wide receiver situation, but looks like there's not too many choices, especially with free agency and quite possibly the draft. Now, Kevin, if you're still there, which I think you are,
I'm here.
Kevin, you're a Jet fan, correct?
Yes.
Let me start off with you. What do you think about the situation with these reports about the not too plentiful options at the wide receiver through the draft of the free agency?
I think it's looking grim. Like they're gonna end up. I mean, I'm being realistic.
No doubt.
Unless they trade for one, I don't see it. I was on the unpopular thing. I wanted them to sign Des Bryant at the beginning of the year, just so that Sam Darnold had somebody somewhat reliable to catch the ball, so that could work for his confidence and stuff. But I really don't know what's out there for next year for him. So I just think it's grim.
Hey, Golden Tate is out there.
Oh God.
Oh God.
I'm not gonna.
Devin Funchess is out there.
Oh my God.
Kelvin Benjamin is out there. Dante Moncrief, John Brown.
There were some good young
Austin
receivers coming out. There are
Chris
some young
Hogan.
receivers coming out of college.
Okay.
The situation isn't as dire as the New York media is making it out to be. There are some good young receivers coming out. I'd rather them draft a receiver and let the receiver grow with him. But the question is, who's going to be the next coach?
Right. He's out the door, man.
Oh yeah.
Bowles is out the door.
You already know.
Head coach walking Black Sunday. It's going to happen for him.
And who's drafting? Because if it's Maccagnan still, do you trust Maccagnan?
No, not really.
Maccagnan has yet to get a better receiver than Quincy Enunwa in there. Come on, man. And So it's not so much that it's a dearth of receivers. It's, are they going to be able to pick the right receiver?
Right.
The right receiver who's going to fit in with Darnold, fit with whatever offensive coordinator and head coach that they have, and you know,
bro, I
one
keep
name
go
that's
ahead.
out there,
Go ahead.
they might Mike Evans might be on the trade block from Tampa Bay. He has a big contract.
Yeah,
so,
and he can't stay healthy.
Right. So
Oh well, he'll fit right in. He'll fit right in. He'll fit right in with the New York Jets.
Man, look, go get one of them receivers from Oklahoma State. Go get one of them Big 12 receivers. Them dudes they catch balls.
Okay.
All right. Give me a guy from Oklahoma State. Give me a guy from Oklahoma. Give me one of those receivers.
Yeah.
Give me let's see. Who else? Who else has some decent receivers? I'm looking at a lot of Big 12 teams. They got a lot of good young receivers coming out of the Big 12.
Okay.
So you got there's some receivers coming out in this draft that are going to be really good, regardless of what the so-called experts say.
Yeah.
It, like I said, for me, it comes down to who's doing the drafting. I don't trust Maccagnan to draft well because he hasn't so far.
No, he's got a lot of he got as many hits and misses as John Idiot. I mean John Idzik.
The one thing that I want to say that and let me go back to Kevin for a second is the name that they keep putting out there as far as head coaching, and this is again the media, is Mike McCarthy. That was the formerly of the Packers. What do you think about Mike McCarthy being here in New York as a head coach of the New York Jets?
Oh, I'll take it. I'll take him. You know, he's experienced. He won a Super Bowl. He worked with Aaron Rodgers. So, you know, maybe he could foster some quarterback growth. You know, sometimes it's not about necessarily the player themselves. It's about who you surround them with as far as coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, the last couple of quarterbacks we had, they wasn't God, blessed talent. They wasn't total bums. In my belief, they wasn't bums. You know, it's just that they didn't have, coaching. You know, we had poor quarterback coach. We got poor offensive coordinators. We need an offensive-minded coach that's going to come in. You know, we already seen what the defensive coaches do. You know, all they care about is their defense. They don't know shit about offense. You know, we need a quarterbacks guy, a guy who does offense. And man, listen, I'm just gonna see what happens. Like, you know, I'm just gonna see what happens.
Right.
And support my squad.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's what it is. Now, I have a few concerns about McCarthy, to be honestly. I can't lie. I thing is, as you said, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. However, I'm not too sure that he could really handle the pressure here in New York. That's one. Two, there's been reports of, him and Aaron Rodgers not really getting along as well as other players on that team. Another knock on him as far as, being a quote unquote great coach is that you have one of the best quarterbacks in the league at your disposal and you only managed up with one chip. You understand? Those are three main things that I have against him already, at least that my concerns are. You understand? So I don't know. I don't know with with the record that he had in Green Bay, the Super Bowl he won with Green Bay. Even with that, I still have reservations. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how anybody else feels about that, but that's again, I just don't know.
Mike McCarthy would be the best coach the Jets have had since Bill
Parcells.
Oh, okay, Parcells. Oh, yeah,
Parcells.
I'll go Parcells. Now, here's the thing: if he doesn't win a championship with the Jets, but they make here's the thing: if he does the same thing he did in Green Bay with the Jets, right? Even without a Super Bowl,
right?
That man goes down in Jets history as one of the greatest coaches in the history of this franchise.
Okay.
Period. End of story.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure most Jet fans like me, 40 some odd year Jet fans, like I'm old enough to remember Joe Namath winning the Super Bowl, would sign up for what Mike McCarthy did in Green Bay in a heartbeat for the New York Jets. They sign up for it in a heartbeat, even without a Super Bowl, just making the playoffs every year.
Right.
There's a concept for you.
Right.
You know, winning your division, winning the division. There's a concept for you.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who says, and I get what you're saying, but when you look at it in the context of the Jets franchise,
that's true. Now I respect that. I totally respect that. In that context, no question.
Yeah, that's a win. That's a win.
No, I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to deny it. I mean, I'm not going to deny it, but I still have my reservations about this. I really do.
The Jets have done every time they go for a coach, they go for the hot defensive coordinator or the name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I liked Herm Edwards. I didn't like Eric Mangini.
I ain't like him neither.
Yeah,
he was an idiot. I like Rex to a point, but Rex didn't grow as a coach. And also ownership and management did him disservice.
Right, of course.
During his tenure. Bowles was a hot defensive coordinator, and the Jets went and got him. He's proven he's not really a head coach.
Yeah.
Oh, that's without question.
They're gonna do it again. The hot OC to go after, the hot thing to do now is to go after the hot OC and make him a head coach. I don't know if that's feasible. And I think Chandler said this before. Why don't you just get a coach?
Yeah.
Right.
Jim Harbaugh.
Well, man, you gotta get a guy who is fundamentally sound, knows how to delegate as a coach. You know, you know, not just be good at what you are good at, which is one side of the ball. Like even I didn't like Tom Coughlin, but he grew to be a good coach.
Right.
Things aligned for him at the right time, and he had good coaches with him.
Yeah, he did.
Your head coach needs to have good assistant coaches for the whole thing to work.
Yeah. Yeah, Harbaugh's never leaving Michigan. Jim Harbaugh would be a fool to leave Michigan because he could stay at Michigan the rest of his life. Even if he doesn't win a national championship, all he has to do is beat Ohio State, and he can stay there forever.
He's doing too good a job at that right now.
Well, yeah, I know. That's kind of like my man at Stanford. What's the brother's name that coaches Stanford? I can't remember his name.
I'm having problems with my computers.
Hold on.
But y'all know who I'm talking about. He's never going to leave Stanford because why would he? He's making great money. Okay. He's a god in that area. And he literally can do no wrong because every year they win 8, 9, 10 games.
Right.
Why would you leave that?
Right.
Because you was a player away from the Super Bowl and you think you could get it back?
Yeah, I get it. But I think Harbaugh, his dream job was always Michigan. I really do. I think his dream job was Michigan. I personally think the only NFL job he would come back for was the Bears. Because he still loves Chicago and all of that. But I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I don't know the man from a can of paint. But the other problem with Harbaugh is he wears on people, man. So Harbaugh, if you bring him into your franchise, you only looking at 5 years. In 5 years, you're gonna need another coach.
I heard that.
That's why he worked so well in college, because in 3 years, them kids are gone. So he gets to wear out another crop.
Yeah.
So do you think do you think the GM was right in San Francisco?
No, absolutely not. I think the GM was wrong, but I also understand why it happened, because Jim Harbaugh his personality can wear on people. It can grate on people.
Right. And they said he sort of was wearing the team down, which is what the GM's point was.
Yeah, but Trent Baalke got rid of him because Trent Baalke wanted credit, and we see
I
how well
know,
Trent
I know
Baalke
that.
did drafting after that. So that it was a lie, but it was the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was lying about the reason, but the reason he gave was a truthful one, if that makes any sense. Jim Harbaugh was probably wearing the players, but that's not why Baalke got rid of him.
Right.
Right. I understand that, but I just, I had to raise those points. I'm on Harbaugh's side in what happened in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You don't get rid of a coach who just got you to a Super Bowl and an NFC championship.
Right.
I just don't see fire in him, and y'all not. And we've talked about this on the show before. GMs want to be the superstar.
For sure. They're the divas and shit. They're the damn divas.
Or not even just a superstar. It's always a power struggle on who made the team great.
Right.
Like, you as a GM, you shouldn't be telling the coach how to coach. Y'all should be on accord on how to sustain a great team. Your job is to scout and make sure that you keep giving him good players that work within his system.
No doubt.
That's how I see what a GM should do. You got to find players that work within that coach's system.
Right.
If you're not doing your job. And yes, you are his boss. But you shouldn't be telling him how to coach.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. Well, let's see. What happened? Something happened. And somebody lose.
I'm playing God of War and I'm stuck in a damn mine again.
That happens.
Yes, that exactly. Well, gentlemen, I mean, unless the great Max 611 wants to bring some stuff up, I'm gonna have to. Yes.
I got something. Okay,
okay,
I don't
brother.
know if you guys saw the sort of story that they did about Kareem Hunt, talking about his family and the criminal situations with his father, his uncle, I believe, and some cousins. And there were a lot of people that got offended by the story.
Really?
Yeah, because basically it was a white person wrote about a black person, said, see, that's why he did what he did, because a bunch of criminals in his family.
Oh, wow.
And but here's the thing, though, for me that I think got missed is they said, oh, the story should have been written. It kind of should have been written, but it was written for the wrong reason. The person that wrote it as a racist trope. Okay.
Right.
But the points in it were valid because how you're brought up factors into how you conduct yourself as an adult. Okay. If you grow up in a house where there's violence, where women are abused and things of that nature, the majority of the time, how are you going to conduct yourself as a man?
In similar fashion.
Right.
A lot of the time.
A lot of the time. Not all of the time, but a lot of the time. So it does matter what happened in his household. It does matter his father has been arrested 39 times.
Jesus.
Okay. And the majority of those times is for domestic violence and abuse of women. It does matter that his uncle, who he's close to, is in jail for armed robbery. Okay. So when you ask why his default is always to put his hands on people, because now it's 3 incidents now, by the way. It's 3 things: January, February, and March. Okay. Where he don't put his hands on somebody. So if you look at it in context, it does matter how he was brought up. But what everybody got upset with was, to me, honestly, the color of the person that wrote it. So they kind of dismissed it as, oh, it's just racism again. Yeah, but maybe we do need to look at how we're raising our young men.
This is true.
Nature versus nurture is that's a conversation that should be had, I think.
No question, brother. That's a very good point. I'm not going to deny that. It's a very good point.
Right. I was going to say, I have some friends I grew up with, and 6 kids in a house. They were poorer than a lot of the families in my neighborhood. But 3 turned out good and 3 went bad. And they come from a family that were alcohol, drugs, and also physical abuse. 3 went one way, 3 went that way. So the 3 that went good, I'm looking at them. I'm like, they like, yo, I do not want to be where we were ever again. Blah, blah, blah. And the other 3 just couldn't move from they didn't want to move from whatever, the situation was, and they remain, a typical stereotype.
Right.
And go ahead.
Oh no, I was, my thing is, man, be perfectly honest, Chandler brought up an excellent point. We sometimes we have to take that hard look at ourselves and be honest. You understand? And we just can't react based on, put it towards racism and that type of talk. You just can't do that. You understand? If you grew up in a certain surrounding, you was brought up and you was exposed to that. Well, yeah, it's more times than not you're gonna respond that way. You understand? Because you grew up in that environment. And perhaps I'm just like, basically repeating what Chandler said, but it's a fact. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a fact. So, let me tell you something. I'm fortunate enough not to have grown up like that. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that sounds a little braggadocious or whatever the case may be, but I'm very grateful for my childhood and how I was brought up. You understand? Where I don't have to be violent and whatnot. You understand what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. I do have violent tendencies. Like we all do, because if I get violated, or if I feel I'm being violated, I'm gonna come out strong and I'm gonna come out aggressive. But that's not. I didn't grow up in that environment. You understand? That's just me being a man, a black man in America. You understand what I'm saying?
Yourself.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. Exactly, that's just what it is. But again, you grow up in those volatile type of households. You're more inclined to turn out the same way. You know what I'm saying? Even if that's not your intent, but you just don't know any other way.
And you don't know it, right? Like you said, you don't know another way. And
right.
To Kareem Hunt, it's more or less you need to get help.
But will he
take assessment of what has transpired, and
well,
the things that have happened. You've been in 3 situations where it got physical.
See, that's what I'm saying. If you're doing the same thing over and over 3 times or whatnot, can he change? I mean,
is his career over?
No, not right now. So? I don't know. He's still young, Kevin. He's
but Ray Rice was young too.
No, Ray Rice was past
that's not true.
27?
Ray Rice is
he was 30.
28.
Yeah.
He was?
Yeah, he was 28, 29, I think.
And coming off an injury.
Yeah.
And coming off an injury.
I mean, at that point, compared to what, a 22-year-old?
Yeah.
That just, and his rookie year, he led the NFL in rushing. You understand? So,
but would you take the chance on him? Is his talent that good that you would say, all right, I need this player, despite the fact that more than likely he's going to do it again?
Somebody probably will.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's, but here's another thing, is the team that's going to take, are they willing to put up with the scrutiny? Because they're going to be lambasted for taking this dude for a minute.
Listen, how many incidents has Adam Pac-Man Jones had? And he just got cut recently.
Yeah. Oh, wow. True. Good point.
Yeah. I mean, we can go to Reuben Foster. I mean, he was doing that crap in college.
Right.
Right.
It's Kareem Hunt has enough talent because he's already started the apology tour where he did an interview with on ESPN, and he said, yeah, they were right to cut me and all of that. And next, in about 3 months, you're going to hear about him going into counseling, and the NFL is going to suspend him for 6 games, and the arbitrator is going to reduce it to 4 games, and then he's going to come on and make a good contract. His talent is such that somebody's going to give him a job. It ain't going to be for big money and all of that, but somebody's going to give. Listen, Joe Mixon is in the NFL, and in a way in hell, Joe Mixon should be in the NFL with what he did. So yeah, these teams, they don't give a damn what do if they think they can help them win.
Right.
You know,
Who's
and
the
Kareem Hunt
fool?
has the
Who's the
talent.
fool from Carolina
Oh,
that
which,
Dallas re-signed that threw the girl on the guns?
Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy.
Oh my,
He
what?
got a second chance. He
Yeah.
shouldn't never have gotten a second chance.
Right.
Right. True that.
And see the thing with Kareem Hunt, where and I hate saying this, where he's going to have the plausible ability to kind of justify what he did was, well, he did call him the N word, because somebody's going to, you watch at some point, someone's going to find a way to use that as a semi justification,
Mm-hmm.
okay, for his behavior. A lot of people did already, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
which is, whatever. I ain't got time for that nonsense. But again, we're talking
Mm-hmm.
in the context of what goes on with fans in sports.
Right.
And you guys know as well as I do, there was a whole lot of people defending him the next day.
Mm-hmm.
In spite
Oh
of the
my
video, there was
God.
still people defending him.
Right.
Okay. So
Yep.
now you add that to a team that really wants him, okay, because they think he can help them win, and they start with the PR spin. Man, look, he's gonna have a job next year.
Yep. Believe it.
Hey,
Believe
Josh
that.
Brown got a job and he was past his prime. Oh wait, he got the
Yeah.
complexion for the protection.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sorry.
yeah, that's a different
Boom.
conversation there,
I can't bring him up. It's an asterisk with him.
Yeah. For real.
The the Ray Rice situation rubbed me kind of wrong
Mm-hmm.
in that he was a good guy and he had that one incident, and that one incident ruined his career.
See, there's never just one incident, though.
Well, I agree with
That's
you.
where I disagree.
I agree
Mm-hmm.
with you.
You don't just suddenly wake up one day and put your hands on a woman.
Right.
That's not how that works.
But you know what? I mean, the whole situation just the NFL just they messed the whole thing up.
Yeah, yeah.
For
Well, I
sure.
mean, look,
Of
dude, they knew
course.
about Kareem Hunt. Listen, I don't give a damn what they say.
Right.
They saw that video. What they were
Yeah.
hoping was that it never got released.
Basically.
Same
You
thing
already
with
know.
Ray Rice.
Yes. Yeah, they saw the video.
But let
Mm-hmm.
me ask y'all this: Ray Rice did say he told, not defending him, he told Baltimore what happened that night. He
Yeah, he
told them
did.
everything.
They knew. Of course, that's the thing. Dude, it's $1 billion. Listen, if Hewlett Packard can do a background check and find out all this stuff, and when you work for these major corporations, they can find out stuff, but the NFL can't.
Right.
The NFL has former federal prosecutors, former
Right.
FBI agents, and you're going to tell me they can't get a videotape? Man, miss me with that.
Yep, I agree.
I hear you. Word,
Oh,
word.
can I bring this up?
Uh-huh.
Man, why is the NFL messing with Eric Reed? Why are he being tested random?
Oh man. Come on, seven
It's
times.
random that he's been tested
Seven
seven
times. Come on,
since he
man.
got that.
That shit ain't random, my dude. That's just
No, I know it's not.
yeah, I know you know. I know you realize that. They seriously butt hurt. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. They mad. They mad. They can't get over their own little feelings. Like I said on Twitter, I think I said on Twitter, I think on Facebook, I can hear they're in their feelings. I can hear Drake in the background whenever a situation like this is upon them. They're a bunch of assholes. You understand? They really are. 7 times, that's not no random shit. You after this dude, you looking to bother him, harass him, and it's petty. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
You understand? It's just petty. I mean, there's no other word I could put to that. Shameful.
Yeah. And where's the union, by the way? How come? By the way, is DeMaurice Smith in witness protection? Has anybody heard from him?
No.
Word. No balls.
Somebody needs to punch him in his face.
Exactly.
I would love to, but the dude is only 3 foot tall. You hit him in the face, you kill him.
But that's excellent, man. Where's he been? Where's the players union?
Speaking of unions, we gotta try to get Baron Davis on the show because he went in on Derek Fisher.
Oh
man.
Recently.
The loan shark? You mean the loan shark?
please espouse on that, Chairman.
Oh man, here we go.
The loan sharking.
Derek Fisher. Magic Johnson did this too, by the way. Him and Russell Simmons with that whole rush card thing. But Derek Fisher is part of a company that does what they call predatory lending, just for athletes, where they'll lend them. And when athletes borrow money, it's significant amounts of money, but the interest rates and everything. Basically, if you borrow money from these people, you're going to be broke. They're going to take every down an athlete has. It's predatory lending. It's loan sharking. Okay, you're going to borrow $100,000. You're going to owe $500,000. It's ridiculous, man, and it's sad that that dude is just awful. That dude is just awful. And I tried to defend him when the Liberty hired him. I thought, okay, maybe, but that dude, man, somebody needed to catch him. Now you want to talk about somebody?
You mean the Sparks? You mean the Sparks?
I mean the Sparks. I'm sorry. Yeah, he needs to be kneecapped, man. Somebody need to get him. You know what I'm saying, and walk him into a room and have Matt Barnes in the room, and then walk out and lock the door.
Wow.
I think they did that already. Didn't Matt Barnes beat him up already?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I like Matt Barnes for some reason. He doesn't bother me. Some people.
Right. Yeah, he don't bother me either. So I'm like, whatever. But that's something.
That's awful, though, man, that he's a part of that, because they're going to be taking advantage, especially of young athletes. You know how those guys are. You got, because these cats is coming out. They got 8 million people hanging on them, that they got to take care of. The entourage, you got your boys, you got your homies, then you got your family, then you got the extended family to come out the woodwork because everybody got their hand out. Man.
Yep. You're right about that, brother. Crazy, man. Straight up insane, my dude. Well,
Matt, reach out to Kenny Anderson. He probably can get B Diddy on the show.
Yep, I will.
Yeah, we had him on before, but we could try to get him on again. Well, gentlemen, I think that's gonna be it for me. Mac, you gonna keep it going a little bit, or?
No, I'm good.
You good?
I gotta run. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, listen, I want to thank you guys for calling in. My man, Chandler, Nico, Kevin. 2 weeks in a row, man. 2 times in a row, man. You on the streak, brother.
Starting to get out there, right?
Yeah, man. I'm liking that, man. I'm like, wow. I'm glad he responded to my email. Wow, that's all right. I like this, dude. You got to keep up this trend, man.
Plus he brings different perspectives, whether we agree or not.
Yeah, and that's what I love. So I want to thank you guys for calling in. My man Ronan Black was in the chat room with me. We was chatting up a little bit. Thanks for your support, brother, and other people as well. Join us again. Monday? Yeah, Monday. But I got a special segment that I'm going to be doing, and I want Chandler to be. It's going to be on wrestling. Okay, so
good God, wrestling is fake. Stop it.
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, I got 2 of them. Oh my God, Jesus! Well, then I'm not gonna do it Monday. Then
no, you know what? Do it, dude. I mean, do what you do, but wrestling is wrestling is wrestling. All right.
It's entertainment, man. That's all it is, man. Come on, stop. It is too entertaining. Get out of here.
Damn soap opera. Stop watching soap operas.
All right, brother. All right. I'm not gonna stop watching it, but I won't talk about it too much on here. I promise. All right. I know that bothers Chandler immensely. Whenever I tweet about that stuff, he goes, "Man, the first one to come in." I'm like, "Damn, I can't escape nothing." You know what I mean? But it's all good. But thanks. I want to thank you guys for calling in as always, man. And we'll be back Monday evening at 9 p.m. So check us out. And thanks again. All right.
Peace.
All right. Peace, brothers.